1, 0, 1. Yeah. Amazing, right?
Very.
Yes. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I really want to watch this video.
Yeah, today we're going to be reacting to the 7 degrees that lead to dead-end careers, because I'm really interested to see what this says, because, there's a lot of controversy about that between people, and, yeah. So, do you have any thoughts that you want to say to them before we start?
Right into it.
All right, let's get right into it, guys. Come on.
Today, I'm going to talk about something that might upset some of you. But I don't care, because this info could save thousands of dollars and years of your life. Now, let me be honest with you right away. I spent 6 years getting my pharmacy doctorate degree. I racked up $300,000 in student loan debt, and then I realized that I hated working in that field.
Okay, immediately I am worried that I was like, oh wow, that sounds like a lot of money.
Oh my gosh, wow. $300,000 in student loan debt is crazy. That's like a house.
I think he said 600.
No, he said 300.
This info could save thousands of dollars and years of your life. Now, let me be honest with you right away. I spent 6 years getting my pharmacy doctorate degree. I racked up $300,000.
It is $300,000 for 6 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's $50K a year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've literally taken out like what, $16K? Because like I was gonna cap mine at like 20. Like I was not gonna go above 20 because everyone I know that has like more than 20 has like crazy interest paying it off to like they're in their 60s or like they never get to it. That's like insane. So $300,000 of student loan debt to me sounds like terrifying because like.
Can you imagine that all being like a career that you hate too?
Yeah, like if you hate that career too, you're like stuck. Like you're stuck. Okay, let's continue.
$1,000 in student loan debt, and then I realized that I hated working in that field. Yes, I made 6 figures after graduation, but I was miserable every single day. And I still remember standing behind the pharmacy counter, looking at the clock every 15 minutes and wondering if this was really my future. And I was one of those success stories that you hear about. I actually got a good job in my field. But most people with the degrees that I'll talk about still have a lot of student loan debt, but they also struggle to get hired anywhere. So
that's another really true thing. I know a lot of people that have gotten like full-on bachelor degrees thinking that it was going to work out and immediately like get into a career. And you're telling me this guy, even after making it into a career, because they've moved the goalposts nowadays. A bachelor's degree is not enough with zero experience. You have to have like a master's now. That's even more debt. So even after the amount of debt he's accumulated into doing this and he's hating it, that's exactly what I was scared of every single time I like thought about college.
That's exactly how I felt when I was doing civil engineering stuff. I was literally taking out student loans. I was doing it. It was like, it was sustainable for the time. Like it sucked, but it was like, okay, it pays. And I just wanted to like get out of my current situations and stuff. But like I started my internship. I did not like that. It was not for me. Like truly, it was. And me thinking about like having to like graduate with that and then be stuck doing that is like scary, because if I did graduate with those student loans with a civil engineering degree, I would be like toughing it out.
Because you'd have to be.
Like you have to, like you're, oh my gosh.
That's where you spent all this money, and like even after, oh my gosh, just watching those hours going down because you need them.
That's literally what I did at my internship, because I was staring at the screen and the time is right there. That's what sucks, is because when you work on a computer, your time is in the bottom right corner of your freaking computer screen. So you're constantly doing stuff, and then like your eyes naturally go to look at the time, and you're like, it's only been 10 minutes. And then you're like, I'm here for 8 hours. It is the worst feeling ever.
Oh my gosh.
I could not do a desk job, I don't think, but.
Let's talk about the top 7 degrees that lead to dead-end careers. And these fields might have some opportunities, but they're often terrible investments compared to the time and money that you'll spend. Now, before we start, let me be clear. I'm not here to crush your dreams, but I am here to give you the reality check that I wish someone gave me when I was 18. No sugarcoating, no BS. Now let's get into it with number 1 on the list, which is a psychology bachelor's degree. Now, I specifically say bachelor's degree here because it's bachelor's only. And
I literally have an associate's in psych. But
Immediately.
I mean, he's probably right, because I haven't really done anything with it. It's just like something to put on my resume. So like, I kind of get like what he's saying a little bit, because it's like to do stuff in psychology that like you really probably want to do, like be a counselor, be a psychiatrist or something like that, you have to get an advanced degree, which is like a master's or like doctor level. So, and that stuff is just like expensive, competitive, because like everyone like wants to get in, because like you can't really do what you want to do unless you get a master's and stuff like that.
I don't think
it's just like,
even with a bachelor's, you wouldn't be able to get like a student conference job, like one of those like a teacher's assistant. What is it?
it's like, I don't know, counselor or something like that.
You wouldn't, you wouldn't be able to have like enough like experience to work at a private school as a counselor. So that's tough.
Already know there's probably tons of people who are furiously typing in the comments section right now. Shane, psychology is very important, mental health is super important, and people need more psychologists. Yes, I get it, but psychology is the third most popular degree. There's over 120,000 people graduating with this degree every single year. But the brutal truth is there are nowhere near that many jobs for bachelor level psych grads. And to even have a chance at a psychology job, even just an entry level or low level one, you need to get a master's degree at least. And grad school isn't cheap. We're talking another $50,000 to $150,000 depending on the program. And that's like buying a house in some places just to make $65,000 a year.
Yeah, it's only $65,000 a year. Yeah.
He was talking about how he's spending $50K a year to like of debt. How are you supposed to pay back that debt with interest if you only make that much? And
most of the loans,
that's on top of rent, taking care of food.
You usually take out loans
cars,
for that. That's why it's so expensive. Because master's level stuff is like usually more intensive. So usually the reason people accumulate so much debt, like when they're in med school and stuff, is because they take out those private student loans to pay for those expenses while they're in school, because they have to like dedicate all their time to being in school, which is why they get that much debt. And it's like crazy.
The stress, that sounds so stressful.
Here, and without those advanced level degrees, if you're lucky, you're looking at low level jobs. Jobs like research assistants that make $35,000 to $45,000 a year and have extremely high burnout rates. And you're going to be competing with thousands of other psych grads for these low jobs. It's kind of like the Hunger Games, but for employment. Now, like I said, I'm not here to crush your dreams. If you're set on psychology, you have a passion for it, you really want to help people, then have a clear plan. Include grad school or find a specific career path that doesn't need an advanced degree. Otherwise, you're buying a very expensive wall decoration. And by the way, all the degrees that I include on this list are common degrees, right? There's some videos where I dunk on like really silly degrees that people get, like an underwater basket weaving degree or a puppetry degree, which literally are real degrees. I'm not even kidding. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about degrees that people commonly get. And a lot of people out there probably think that they're good. Now, you might be thinking, well, Shane, as long as you get a STEM degree, you're good. Actually, no. Number 2 on the list is going to be a biology degree. And this is a popular example of a STEM degree that's actually a pretty terrible choice.
Okay, so I'm interested to hear what he has to say about the biology degree, because most people I know that have majored in biology in my whole entire academic career have done biology as a pre-med track. Like, they do biology so that they can get into med school, because it's like STEM related and it's like science. So I'm interested to see what he has to say about that, because I truly think from experience, what I know and I've seen from people is that they get the biology degree and then they realize how expensive and how intensive med school and all that stuff is, how competitive it is, how hard it is, so that they can't get into those like schools and stuff. So then they kind of just end up having a bachelor's in biology. So I kind of want to know what he has to say about that.
I do like that he's like I don't want to crush your dreams. These are not impossible.
Yeah.
You can do this if you set out a clear plan. Like, as anything in life, if you set a clear plan and try your best to follow it, plans of course have changes and stuff, but if you can predict those changes and go along with the plan, like if you're going into the STEM biology area with the plan that it's going to be really hard, which every person I know goes into that, they know it's really hard. They are stressed before the school year starts, and so as soon as it hits, they're like, this is like, they're already signed up for it. And so, like, best of luck. Like, that is not easy. And those with a strong plan, like, it's not easy.
Yeah, honestly.
But it like he said, if you have a clear plan, you can achieve.
That's true. I think this kind of omits the people that have like a clear plan and then like life happens. Because to me, I had a clear plan, but then life happened. So that's why I didn't finish my degree. But I mean, that's how it works for some
life
people.
Goes.
So, yeah.
choice for a lot of people to get it. See, biology is basically the participation trophy of STEM degrees. And over 120,000 people graduate with biology degrees yearly. And almost none of them find jobs in their field without more education. Now, this is similar to the last one where this is a bachelor degree, right? So a biology bachelor's degree. If you get a master's or a doctorate, of course, there are good jobs out there. But so many people end up just getting a biology bachelor's degree. Maybe they think they're going to get into med school, for instance. They end up not getting into med school, and then they're stuck with a borderline useless degree. And a doctor who commented on one of my videos said, I was a biology major. I got into medical school, been a doctor for nearly 10 years now. Biology major is a waste of time. You can get into medical school without it. And this is someone who...
Do we know he's actually a doctor? Do we know if that guy's actually a doctor?
That also could just be like a random
YouTube comment.
But like still, I do understand that because I know like some people who get like degrees that are like, oh, I have this degree.
Yeah.
Like when I had my internship, I thought you like had to have a civil engineering degree to work in the civil engineering like field like with that stuff. But one of the guys that worked there, he had a physics degree. But just like it's like related because it's still like STEM, you know what I mean? But like it wasn't specifically civil engineering, like mine was specifically civil engineering. So that's when I was like, huh, did I actually even need to? And then this one guy had an associate's in like some tech thing or whatever, and he still worked there. So then I was like, oh, do you like need like a civil engineering degree like specifically to work here? And I was like, oh, I guess you kind of don't. So then I was also kind of in my head like, is me going through all this like trouble worth it if like these people don't necessarily have the degree that I'm trying to get and they're like in my same job? You know what I mean? And
yeah, because there are people in the world that like go like they get into the job role somehow or another. They find some sort of loophole that works perfectly for them, and then they go into like YouTube comments and then they say, you know, like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah. Sometimes it just works for you though. Like sometimes it just works for the person and it's not everyone. That's why I take those comments with a grain of salt in my opinion. So yeah.
But I mean, nonetheless.
Who made it, telling you the degree wasn't needed. And most biology grads end up in totally unrelated fields. And then they wonder why they spent 4 years memorizing the Krebs cycle when they could have learned to code or gained other useful skills. And the truth is, companies want engineers, computer scientists, mathematicians. They don't want someone who can tell them about the mitochondria. And if you want to get into med school or become a pharmacist or a PA, there's much more useful degrees out there because no one cares about mitochondria in the real world. So unless you're 100% committed to getting a master's or a doctorate degree, or you're getting into a professional program and you know what you're doing, stay away from biology. It's a trap.
Quick break.
Well, also, so is computer science.
Yeah, computer science is like a thing that I've learned about. I recently heard about that.
Hang on, before I bash, because I'm not trying to. I know like programmers, very close proximity. Like my brother's wife is a programmer.
I didn't know that.
I don't want to say it's a waste of time because it's obviously not. She's got a job. But going into it now, the amount of like unregulated AI rules that there are out there.
Yeah, AI.
Like computer science, hey, if you're in that, bless your heart, my heart, because that is a hard route right now with the amount of AI just like doing your job for you.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
necessarily have to memorize code and how the mitochondria works anymore because they don't need, people who are hiring don't look at me for that information now. They're like, do you know how to use AI? And I'm not.
That's true.
I can't get into a computer science job, so maybe I know nothing. Maybe I know nothing.
Yeah, that's really true.
But like all I've heard is that AI, and maybe
and I worked with a guy that literally had a software engineering degree, and he was like making less than me and like worked at the same job as me, and I was just like, why can't you like find a job and stuff? And apparently like the market's really competitive and like AI and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And I'm like, wow, he like went through all that work for like a software engineering degree just
so
for him
like
to possibly
imagine
not have an opportunity.
You know how he said about the biology guys before that like it's a very saturated like field.
Yeah.
With AI, it's even like the positions have like they've literally just chopped positions in half, so that saturated field is now like even more oversaturated. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm curious some more what he has to say about them.
This video is sponsored by me.
Imagine
an ad.
being able to
He just
build
said
an
it's
app with your
sponsored by
name
me
on
and
it
played an ad.
just by thinking
That's
about
crazy.
it. Meet
this.
Base 44.
Can't wait for it to be.
A
Okay.
Most of
Okay.
you don't know that I actually have my own
on.
coaching program
Wait.
on personal branding and then growing
Oh.
All right, shout out Shane Hummus, his personal branding and training company.
like work
Good sponsor, bro.
select people.
Oh, wait.
This program you'll get to work
What, you want to
Wait,
watch
no,
it?
I meant like go forward because I thought you were almost past it when it starts. Whoa, this is long. Okay, stop there.
Check that out down in the description and the pinned comment below.
Oh, check
All
it
right,
out.
third on the list is going to be communications. And this is a degree that you get when you don't know what to study, but you want to party for 4 years. And that's
That's what my mom got.
A degree in communications.
Yeah, and then she joined a sorority.
I feel like all the people that I know that have not joined.
Because he just
have been
said
in
4 years of partying. Like
have
my
been-
mom wasn't partying for 4 years in college, right? She was
I don't
studying.
know. I
She's
really
a hard
don't know.
worker.
I really don't know, but what?
She's a hard worker.
Yeah.
She didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
She didn't make a mistake, Corey.
but,
She didn't make a mistake.
Yeah, but like literally, I was just like, whoever I know that has gotten a communications degree, like they kind of just do like some other job that like I feel like most jobs.
You're
have,
basic.
Like,
You're
communication
basic.
stuff in it. Like,
You're
that's,
basic.
That's why I'm like confused because I'm just like I don't know. I feel like it's very broad and applies to like almost everything, which is like true. It really does.
It's literally the one that I was looking at because I was like
I feel like-
scared of failing.
I feel like it's a degree to have a degree, but it
Me.
is useful.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's not useful. I think it is very useful.
having a
just think-
degree is somewhat useful. It's better than not having a degree, but the debt, I don't know. If I were to
Yeah.
get into debt and then like I'm still working the same job I'm working right now, like I would not feel very happy that I did a communication degree.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody lives life and they live experiences that they have to have in order to grow. So maybe communications degree is actually like a saving grace. He says number 3, not number 1 worst.
That's true. That's true.
It could be helpful.
why it's called the athlete's major. This is the one that football players take to keep their scholarships while doing minimal work. And a lot of athletes still don't know how to put a sentence together.
And I appreciate my fans also.
Microaggression.
That was really interesting that
Shane
he chose
Shane Hummus immediately cheese. Hang on.
What?
Hang on. What's
hold
this? What's this? Hang
Let's
on.
see.
Who is this guy? Play it.
wife and my girlfriend. I mean my wife.
But you could become
I can literally tell that's some UK like football
Yeah.
player. I immediately look at him. I'm like, that's a guy who plays soccer in UK, where they have different versions of the English language.
That's true. Like I don't know.
I'm willing
Also,
to
it could be
believe.
foreign because he's literally in the UK. And he's
I'm
like,
willing
black.
to
He
believe
could be,
that's
like,
not his first language.
Yeah. So that's interesting, but okay.
Look at this guy. He learned a communications degree, and athletes are dumb. Like
Also,
that
how
guy,
does he know that he has a communications degree? Did he just like pull that clip from the internet? Of this
He
guy,
really
like,
just said,
talking?
dumb athlete, and then chose him. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Anyway.
We're woke over here.
Yeah. That was interesting. Let's see.
a sports commentator, right?
Why don't
Well,
you
that
choose,
is a
like,
dream
freaking
job for this
the Gronk
degree. The only
from
problem
America's
is there's
football?
probably about 50 of those positions open in the entire country, and they all go to former pro athletes anyways. So the problem here, everyone thinks communication is an easy degree that leads to some vague good job. So if you're competing with thousands of other grads for basic positions, employers see communications on a resume and think this person can write emails and that's about it. That's all they see. They think, wow, you can communicate? Well, so can my 7-year-old nephew, and he doesn't have $80,000 in student loans. And one
Ooh, wait, he kind of cooked him with that. So can my nephew, and he's at $8,000 in loans. Ah!
Wow. That's.
He really said, if you're in communications, F you.
He really did, but okay, that's I don't know. I guess that's just his opinion. Whatever.
commenter I saw
Whatever.
put it bluntly. I have a comms degree and it's pretty much useless. Not your path to financial freedom. Another person said, I was a mass communications major for a year in college. I left when people told me that they used the degree for bar.
I love his sources are like. Sorry, I'm gonna keep pausing because his
No,
random
you're fine.
sources
Just make
are.
sure you tell me when you are, so that I know.
You can switch
Okay,
it over.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, because you. Yeah. Continue.
I love that his sources are little comments from like Reddit or YouTube's that either
Yeah.
have like 2 likes.
And it says 1 year ago on the screen too. Like literally, look at this. It says 1 year ago right there. So I'm like, I don't know.
He's an I love his source taking, but it feels like he literally just looked up the Google AI top 7 worst degrees and then like went upon it a little bit more. Well, hang on. I'm literally just watching his video, though. What am I talking about?
Yeah, that's true. What do we know? What do we know?
We're just reacting.
Bartending. A professor told me that the field had no future. See, when even a professor whose job relies on your student loans says that there's no future in the field, maybe you should listen. So if
What
you're going to do
professor?
communications, which is probably a good choice for like 1% of the people out there, first of all, you need connections. You need to be willing to work for free through multiple internships.
Okay, I do not like it when people tell you that you need to work for free through an internship. That is literally, in my opinion, like a weird form, dystopian form that's like kind of capitalist and like servant slavery based. Because I just don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way when someone's like, you need to do an unpaid internship. Like, oh, in order for you to get this job and for us to pay you, you have to work for us for free and do like all this other stuff for free. And we basically just kind of treat you like this like dog. And then we'll pay you. And like when you do start, it's not like they're gonna give you some big 6-figure salary.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you some entry-level salary.
Literally.
And you're gonna be doing the same amount, if not more, work than you were doing before. So that's why I don't unpaid internships. That's I don't know.
It's
That's
a
not my
scam
thing.
because
It's-
they can literally pay you guys. They can pay you. I know plenty of people who've gotten internships that they were paid for doing.
like if a company is posting for an internship and they need an intern, they should have the funds to pay that intern like an actual like salary. Not like I guess high like 6-figure salary, but like they should be able to pay you a livable wage. Because like, what do you mean I'm gonna be working 40 hours a week here or whatever, and I'm still not gonna be able to pay my bills, and I'm gonna have to get a second job? Like, and
then
it's hard to find a second job when you have a limited
Literally.
schedule.
Oh my gosh.
Because then it messes
But
up your earning
Corey,
potential and stuff.
the experience, the networking, the connections that you'll get from this, it makes it all worth it.
The only
Corey.
people that I literally know that have been able to do an unpaid internship, or like, I don't even know anyone that has, but I feel like in movies when you see that, it's like they have money, or like
Already.
their parents have money to like pay for their stuff while they're doing the
The unpaid
internship.
internship is for the
Yeah.
kids who already don't have to worry about like their rent or
Yeah.
money and financials as much, and they can grow while being supported. But it's really hard to support yourself on an unpaid internship, so that's why people just they low key are like, I'll just take the paid one
Yeah,
because it's possible for them to pay you.
that's
I don't know.
true.
Or you need to have some kind of special skills that set you apart. Otherwise, you will struggle in this field and you will end up getting a job that's completely unrelated if you even get a job in the first place. Next is going to be liberal studies and general studies. And this is basically the participation trophy of college degrees. The I should
Didn't he literally use that joke already? The participation trophy?
I think he did. I think he's just recycling it. But also, like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, liberal arts has always been the one that everybody makes fun of.
Everyone's like clowned on.
It's either liberal arts or like choir. And nonetheless, a degree's a degree. It can't be. Is this one worse than communications? Is it cheaper? Like maybe that's good. I don't know.
I don't know.
You go to college.
showed up to college and I didn't fail out certificate. And universities created this degree for people who can't decide on a major, but they still want to pay tuition for some reason. It's genius, really. Can't decide what to study? No problem. Just give us $100,000 and we'll give you this vague education that you could have learned by looking things up on Wikipedia. Now, what this tells employers is that you couldn't commit to a specific field. And in today's job market, being a specialist is valuable. And being a generalist with no clear skills is not great. And I saw this comment from someone who had spent 8 years getting their general studies degree. Why? Because they couldn't decide on a degree and they basically bounced around and took a bunch of different classes. 8 years. Imagine spending 8 years and tens of thousands on a degree that doesn't prepare you for anything. That's like going on a road trip with no destination or map. You're basically just burning gas and money with no idea where you'll end up. And that might sound fun, but the problem
I feel like his opinions on this are a bit interesting. Do you like... Because, like, honestly, I feel like people... I guess no hate to him, but, like, everyone I know that has, like, some, like, really hard STEM degree like he has, they make comments about people with liberal arts and, like, general studies degrees and say that they're, like, useless and say this and say that. And it's, like, just because they're not able to make six figures and stuff like that, I don't think those degrees are necessarily useless. I think all education is, like, education. I think it's, like, like if someone wants to go and study communications and you want to do that, like that's all for you. I don't think you should necessarily be like, okay, it's kind of useless and blah blah, just because like I feel like you were able to tough it out and get like your 6-year degree in pharmacy and take out $300,000, and you're like, well, I was a pharmacist. Like I don't.
It feels definitely that he's coming from the
like
perspective. He's coming from the perspective of like, oh, I had to work hard and now I do have money, but in lack
like
of that,
I know all because I have this advanced
kind
degree.
of missing some sort of level of personality, because I'm looking at everything in the stake of like, this is how much you'll save. Everything you do in between that is a waste of time. I understand like not wanting to be productive and not wasting your time, but there's a double-edged blade to that. You kind of have to be careful when you're telling people they're wasting their time, because you don't know what that person's going through in the first place. I literally was going to college because I didn't know what to do and I needed to do something. I wanted to move towards something in general. So it's okay if you don't know what you want to do, and it's good to make sure you don't get stuck in these little like traps like he's mentioning. He himself fell into one of those traps though. He literally did. And now he feels like from his experience, he like, don't ever do this crap. Me, I'm glad I did a lot of the crap I did, because I had to get to the place where I am now to understand that school's not made for me. I'm not made for school. Maybe in a different life, something lines up differently. But if you don't know what to do, you're not wasting your time. Sometimes things move slowly. Everything is, you don't have to fast forward and
Sometimes I think we should keep our opinions on what other people do to ourselves.
A little bit. I don't know. I in a way.
That might sound like hypocritical because we're literally making.
In a way,
content,
I'm literally using this guy's
still,
content.
like, I don't know. It's just like
it's giving. I made it this way. You have to listen to me.
Yeah, like I know what I'm talking about, so I'm right.
I'm not watching this, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, and I'm willing to believe that, and I'm taking his perspective with a grain of salt.
Any single time someone has told me that they majored in art or something, at first when like I was dealing with people like him and those people are around me, I like internally I like felt bad for them.
Right.
But now like when someone tells me they're majoring in art or something, I'm like, I wonder what they like plan on doing with it, and I just ask them, and they pretty much already like know. Like, people that usually get art degrees and stuff like that, or, like, things that are, like, lower, like, frowned upon degrees like that don't make a lot of money, they typically know that they're not going to be making, like, 6-7 figures when they graduate the degree.
Right.
They usually get it because they, like, have a passion for it and they like it.
Yeah.
So it feels kind of, like, condescending and weird to be like, oh, don't major in that degree. You're not going to make any money, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I guess maybe to you, money is everything, but to them, money is not everything.
Yeah.
So, like, you know.
The fear mongering.
And it also seems a little bit jealous.
A little bit jealous, because he did 6 years and hated it.
Like, oh, you're doing art?
No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade.
Oh, you're doing art and it's easy and you like it and you're passionate about it. Well, I did 8 years of pharmacy stuff and I hated it and I make 6 figures. Oh, what do you don't know anything.
4 years
like,
just to go party at school. Maybe those 4 years you make like
you're jealous.
You make really good friends.
You're jealous, huh? You're jealous.
Problem is, it's a $100,000 road trip that's going to take up 4 or even 8 years of your life. So unless you have a really good plan for grad school or a specific career path, you're going to be setting yourself up for boring office jobs with limited.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work.
I
Want to be a
hate
part
these
of it?
stupid
Listen.
ads.
Hello,
I hate these
my name is
ads,
Adam
I
Ferrari,
swear.
and I'm the CEO.
Growth.
Skipping it. My bad, y'all. We're back.
All right, next is a sociology, anthropology, or archaeology degree. Now, I decided to bunch these 3 together because
the
they
hell does
are
he have against
somewhat similar
archaeology?
and they lead to similar outcomes. And honestly, these 3 degrees make psychology look like a great investment, because at least with psychology, you have a chance to get a master's or a doctorate where you can land a good paying job. Whereas with these, even if you do get a master's or doctorate, you are probably still not going to land a good job. But Shane, I love studying cultures and human behavior. Hey, that's great. So do I. But you know what I don't love? Being broke and unemployed and living with my...
What an interesting clip. Also, why is he using clips of black people for like everything? Like literally every single clip
time
he talks about like
uneducated, broke,
other
and
one.
whenever he talks about uneducated, broke, or unemployed,
he literally has a clip of like some black person. Like I swear to you, he literally is like does anyone else not see that? Like, it's like this blonde, blue-eyed white man is just talking about useless degrees and stuff like that, and uneducated people and like wasting your time with degrees and stuff. I feel like he's one of those people that talks about like being what's it called? Like, I feel like he's one of those people that talks about when ODI, like people using these useless degrees in like women's studies and stuff like that. Those degrees usually don't pay well because of the way capitalism and the system is set up.
Yeah.
Those are very like useful degrees. You're just not gonna make a lot of money because of the way like the system is set up.
He's literally,
and he's like basically telling you like,
you need to have
yeah,
a
like
good
you need
job.
to follow the system.
You need to have a job that's gonna make you a lot of money.
like you need to follow.
Didn't
the
you
system.
have a job that made you a lot of money and you freaking hated it? You're a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber in your prime 30s. And you're going around saying, I'd rather be this than broken and unemployed. Listen, buddy, your degree didn't make you this video. You literally sat down and were like, oh, let's start making YouTube videos. And you want to go around and say, you need to have a good job because it's better than being broken and unemployed. I'm broke and employed, and I've met plenty of people that are like studying archaeology or sociology or geology, and they are so pumped. They
Yeah.
love that crap.
What's wrong with people following their special interests even if it doesn't make them a crap
Because
load
it
of
won't
money?
make you a good job, and you're gonna
Some
regret
people are
it.
focused on happiness.
Because you're gonna regret it. Maybe you have regrets. Maybe you're
Yeah.
projecting a little.
Maybe you are. Back to the video.
My parents at 30 years old, or having to explain to dates that I have a doctorate in anthropology, but I still work at H&M. So with these degrees,
white guy
it's
now.
nearly impossible to get a job in the field, even with advanced degrees. And honestly, basically the only people making money with these degrees in the US are professors. And these are the people that are teaching other people how to get these useless degrees, which kind of sounds like a pyramid scheme. And one user commented that my niece graduated from...
You're
Opinionated.
calling I guess he's not directly calling them, but to compare that to a pyramid scheme is crazy.
I mean, I get it though, because this is all his perspective as an American male. He's
a
the
white
system,
American
the
male.
system that
He's a-
he knows
yeah.
that works in place was put in by him. He's like, oh, it's a waste of time. Bro, the waste of time is the fact that we're supporting a government that won't give these real educations proper paying jobs.
Yeah.
And now he's looking at it like, oh, like it's these professors, they learn about it and they start teaching about it. Kind of a scam, kind of a pyramid scam. You're close. You're so close. Maybe education should be free. Maybe
Yeah.
education should be free.
Or at least affordable. Gosh, come on, y'all.
from UCLA with a BA in anthropology, and she's now a bartender. And they added that some people with these degrees work in museums or universities, but most in basic office jobs like cashiers, financial aid, or student services. Not exactly a dream career, is it? So unless you're willing to get a PhD and fight hundreds of other people for an academic job, these degrees lead nowhere. All right.
I do want to say one thing though. There are facts to what he's saying. Yeah, maybe you won't get the best job.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you can say that you accomplished a degree that you sought out to do,
Yeah.
that you were interested in. Some people do. And now this is where it goes. You do have to make sure you're not just doing it to do something, and then you are locking yourself into a timeline that is going to be shitty. Like that's what this guy did. I'm not saying everything he's saying is wrong. He does have the truths and the fallacies of you gotta watch out for the pipelines, but at the same time, even if you do want to go for the job and you get into it and you come out of it, yeah, like I said, some of my coworkers, yeah, they have bachelor's degrees and they're doing the job that I have, and I have no degrees. So there is a lot of truth to what he's saying. It's just so much cynicalness.
I wish he phrased it differently. He seems very pessimistic and very
this is how it is.
Yeah, this is
Which-
is all there is.
And that is that. I get it. That from a very just observant look, that is how it is. But
It's very surface level.
let's just dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's not really trying to dig deep though.
Yeah.
Next is art history, and honestly, most history-related degrees in general, and this one breaks my heart because I know people who love this field, and
They
history
do.
was one of my favorite subjects in school. And I used to binge-watch History Channel documentaries before they became all about aliens and pawn shops. Plus, I read a bunch of history books. But the harsh reality is there
he
are maybe
reads.
12 well-paying jobs worldwide for art history majors. And they all require PhDs and connections. And most art history majors become tour guides or retail workers at museums. jobs, or they just do something completely unrelated. And if they are lucky to get an art history job, they're probably making about $30,000 a year while drowning in student loan debt. So is knowing the difference between Baroque and Rococo worth $100,000 in debt? I'm gonna say no. And no one outside of a museum cocktail party cares about Baroque versus Rococo. And one viewer commented, my mom switched to a history major to avoid accounting, and she does event planning now and doesn't use her degree at all. And it would probably be way worse today. And the worst part is most of what you learn in these programs you could learn on your own through books, documentaries, and free online courses from places like Yale and Harvard. So you're paying for a piece of paper that qualifies you for jobs that don't pay enough. So if you love history, make it a hobby, not a career. Unless you have a trust fund, then hey, do whatever you want.
He's got a valid point there.
Yeah.
Every single person that I ever met that did history, it's because they loved it. They want to learn about something that they love. And that's totally fair. When I first started going to school, I was studying exercise science because I liked working out in the gym. Like,
yeah, that's why I majored in psych, because I just liked psychology, yeah.
So I totally get it, though, because if I were going in for history, the pay outcome of that is really, really tough. Once again, just one of those worlds where, like, what did he say? He said, so much debt, but the love of the game,
like
it drives a little pay. That's tough. That's really tough. So
yeah, but like I don't consider my degree useless. I feel like I still did learn a lot, even though like I guess I'm not getting like some super like pay for it. You still retain that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you still
like
retain that.
every single person I've met in history, they love the knowledge they retained.
Yeah.
So
and also it's good to know and it's good.
But
to
I
learn.
get that he's not focusing on the positives of this because the negatives can very much outweigh it in a world where everything relies on money.
I guess he's basically trying to say like these like it can be deceiving maybe.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to like I
guess he's very like pessimistic and like this.
He's trying to scare away the misty-eyed people that are kind of like, ooh, this could be like.
Maybe he's trying to wake people up.
The 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Stuff. But I think I don't know. I'm more of like trying to come down to the level to get them to understand it. I'm trying to let you guys know. Yes, be careful, but also. The world keeps turning, and if you're always going after your next goal, you're always going to have passions and an interest for life.
Yeah, like, I feel like if I watched this video at the fresh age of 17, 18, when I'm looking into going to universities and college, I would have been scared, and I would have been like, oh my gosh, I have to major in STEM, I have to do this. Because, like, at that age, your brain is very, like, susceptible to, like...
He even said STEM is, like, number 2 worst.
But, like, you get the point, right? If you watch this video as a 17, 18-year-old, you're going to have a different perception of it than someone at 24. I am, like, making
a plan that feels like breakthrough, like bulletproof, like a bulletproof plan. I would try my best. It would.
What do you mean?
Like this would make me watching this be like, okay, everything I'm looking into right now has to have no negatives because he's focusing so highly on the negatives that everything that I would look into like with like, oh, but like I would be looking with the perspective of like, oh, what if this goes bad? What if this goes bad? So then I would lock in on like some sort of trade like plumbing, but I hated my teacher in plumbing. So
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like if I watch like me watching this like now, I'm like looking at the full picture because now I feel like my brain is more like overall lifetime happiness and like things that fulfill me and stuff like that. But like at 18, when you're like scared at 18, you're like, I'm about to be graduating college and in the real world. I need to make sure I can pay bills and have a family, blah blah, all that stuff that's being fed to you that you're.
I would be really terrified of making a mistake because this whole thing is like, this whole video is about like, oh, if you make a mistake, you're screwed. But honestly,
that's what kind of
you have to go out and try things and make mistakes in order to grow and find a perspective. So now I'm watching this video and I'm like looking at this and I'm like, hey guys, also, yes, it's all true and scary, but you got to go and make those mistakes to understand what you want in life. Look at this guy, prime 30s, saying like, don't make these mistakes. But at the same time, he's made the mistakes and has been able to make this perspective. And able to have
I don't think it's
kind of take in the first place.
I feel like if you do make the mistake, it's kind of like what you learn from it. Like, I don't think it was a mistake for me to major in civil engineering and do like 3 years of schooling in it and to not like finish because of like all the other stuff going on. Like I don't think that was a mistake. I feel like that was just like life happening and stuff.
It's
and I
not the
kinda, like,
end
left.
all be all.
Yeah, it's not like it feels like it.
Yeah.
But it definitely isn't. Like I can tell you, like when I was making that decision, I literally felt like it was the end of the world and my life was gonna be like terrible after, and like nothing would ever happen. Blah blah blah. It was really pessimistic, really dark. But now that I'm like past that point, I'm like, oh, okay, well, like yeah, some things do suck, but like I like where I am now, and I wouldn't be as happy as I am now if I was still doing the thing that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Literally.
yeah,
So,
that's just me though. That's just me.
you
That's
live
my
and you
personal
learn.
opinion.
That's the way of the world.
That's my personal opinion.
What's happening, guys, in the editing process of this video, and I have an opportunity for a select group of people. So these are people who are
Boring.
serious.
Hold
So
on.
the upsides of automation, right? Using
Come
AI,
on,
using
sir.
things like
Skip
this
through it.
to basically grow your personal
do
brand
it.
10 times
You-
faster,
you
which
got the
in the
mouse, you
past
gotta
used to
click.
take decades to do.
Oh,
And now you
my
can do
bad,
it
my bad.
significantly
Just
faster. And
look
you can
at
do
the-
this to
what
get a
are you
better
doing?
job.
You were
You
saying
know, we
click
work with
it.
beginners that just want to get a
Scroll
better job with
low.
their personal brand. You can do this to make money as a side hustle.
pull up.
We work with a
Oh
lot
my
of people
gosh,
like
he
that. We
Wow.
can do
Okay,
this
wait,
to
wait, I
make
think
more
it's
money
around
if you
here.
already have every situation. With that being
No,
I
he's
think
said,
it's
still
around
going.
we are
here.
only working with 3 to 5 people, and they have to
Oh
be
my
people who are
God,
See?
very
still going.
serious, right? People who are
Okay,
useless.
No,
Gender
no, go to the
studies.
beginning of that. There you go.
Let's
Not
go right
least
here.
on the list is gender studies, and this one has become a meme for useless degrees. And look, I'm all for studying topics that you're passionate about. And I know what some people out there are going to say. It's
Are
not
you?
about the money, Shane. It's about personal fulfillment. Get out of here. Universities wouldn't charge you $100,000 if it wasn't about the money. They know exactly what they're doing. You can learn
True.
about gender theory completely free online. There's probably great books, lectures, podcasts, and communities on these topics. And they don't
Hang on,
require
pause
you.
that. There's podcasts on gender stories, gender studies, Corey.
That's not like the
how
same as,
accurate.
like,
how
how-
accurate are podcasts about gender studies?
Yeah, that's...
When you think podcasts and gender studies, what do you immediately
a
think?
professor is like someone who's literally had to study like so many years to like get that position and like and like teach it and stuff like that. Not saying like they're completely right 100% of the time, because like of course everything changes. But like comparing a professor like that and like getting that experience in a classroom with other people
And then you can
and doing collaborative work with people in like a university setting with a podcast is like
to the same degree.
I could make
of-
a podcast about gender studies and like talk about stuff like that and just look stuff up on the fly versus like a professor that actually like has studied that
Knows that
is
for
different.
sure.
Those are two different
They
things.
can name doctors, they can name book sources, and to compare them.
and they
say,
make
like,
you read too in
literally
your assignments. Like
they
you
give you
have to.
give
You're
you
graded
full
on it.
on assignments, and they go well in depth and to make you have a perspective of like the culmination of the studies in general. And to say that that's the same as Google Images is insane to me. He's like, you could just look this up on Google Images and podcasts, bro. What am I gonna say? Oh, Joe Rogan and Purdue University. That's that PragerU.
I don't even know what PragerU is.
PragerU's a
Irrelevant.
Republican education system. Anyways.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You to go into crushing debt. So if you're gonna get a degree in something practical. Then apply those skills to causes that you care about, right? Be a lawyer who fights for equality. Be a data scientist who exposes biases.
Wait.
And you will have way more impact with
Why is he cooking?
What do you mean?
He said, like, you can like follow your passions, but get a degree for a practical job and then apply your skills to the real world. He kind of cooked with that.
He's onto something. He's onto something.
The crushing debt part. Well, I mean, I'm terrified of debt. Money's real.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. That's true.
He always gets me with that.
actual marketable skills than with a degree that employers don't understand or care about. Now, I don't want to be negative without actually having an alternative for you. First of all, some college degrees are still worth it. I cover a lot of them on this channel. Also, there
Okay.
are some jobs out there that do require a college degree and they don't really care which one you get. And if you want to
Okay.
get one of those degrees, check out my video that I did on colleges like WGU or
self-promo.
Thomas Edison
Wait, hang
State
on. Was this
University,
whole video
where you
to
can get
be
a
like,
legitimate bachelor degree.
Make sure you make the right decision. Oh, and if you were scared of making the right decision from my video, you can watch my other videos that'll make you make the right decision. This was a scam. You just funneled us in.
That's literally what he was.
He just marketed us.
That makes
to-
sense because he also has that course he's been advertising throughout this whole thing. So he was literally just trying to sell a product. He was He was literally just trying to sell a product.
And you know what
That's
product we're
crazy.
trying to sell?
in less than a
Us.
year. And there's a ton of
Follow the
amazing
Twitch
careers
stream.
out there that do not require a college degree at all, where you can get amazing jobs. And that's what I study extensively on this channel. And I have a complete list of certificates, certifications, and courses that are
Pause
either
it.
completely free or
Bro,
Alright.
why would I why would I listen to you, bro? I'll just
Alright.
go look this stuff up
He was
myself.
basically saying, hey, these degrees are useless. You can learn that stuff from like a podcast or whatever. Oh, this is useless. You can learn that from a podcast or whatever. By the way, I teach a course and I'm certified.
And I have a podcast.
And you should watch my channel. That's crazy.
My podcast will tell you everything you need to know about gender studies.
I have a YouTube video on it. You don't need a degree. I have a YouTube video on
You
it.
scared of debt? I can tell you not to get in that.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
He's got motion though. Good for him.
extremely affordable that will lead to you landing jobs. And you can check that out. I'll put it down in the description and the pinned comment below. But the last thing I want you to do is get completely scammed and get a super expensive college degree that you can't declare bankruptcy on, is not gonna lead to you getting a job, and is gonna land you in 6 figures in student loan debt. All right, guys, so I have to make these videos every once in a while. It's painful reading some of these degrees, right? I don't like seeing all these people that are getting in student loan debt and having their lives ruined by the American education system. With that being said, somebody has to talk about these degrees, and somebody needs to hold these freaking colleges accountable. So comment below which degree you think is the most useless. Also comment below if you've had experience with these degrees, either yourself or a friend or a family member. And also check out my video on certifications that can land you high-paying in-demand jobs by clicking right here.
There it is. You know what? I want to say this. He's got a good point. It's good to talk about this. And I'm glad he talked about this so that we could have a conversation with him in our own kind of one-way kind of conversation. He tells us, and then we're kind of just like talking back, and he can't hear us. That's okay. But I love to hear his perspective, and I love to give mine back as if I was talking to him, even though he's not actually here.
I'm glad I'm not talking to him because honestly...
Sorry.
No, because like... I wonder... Oh, don't peek the mic. Oh my gosh. But like, I'm glad I'm not talking to him because whenever I have these conversations with people like him, I feel like I feel like a side of me comes out that kind of just is annoyed and just doesn't give him the time of day. Like if he was sitting in front of me and telling me this information, and then at the end of it he was talking about his courses and stuff, I would literally get up and walk away because it feels like this literally feels like when I'm at Walmart and then there's a guy, like, you know, those people trying to sell you like cable or whatever. Yeah. This is literally what that feels like. I feel like I just walked past like my other videos or whatever, and then I see him and then I like stop and I'm like, oh, what's this? And he's just talking about all this. And by the way, you need this product. And then I'm just like, what? And like that's literally what this felt like to me, if I'm being so honest. And I'm like, I don't need to give this guy the time of day because at the end of the day he was just trying to like sell me something, or like, I don't know. I just don't like his opinion on a lot of things. I understand his intent was a little bit like not like completely like bad. I don't know. I don't like the video. I like conversation. I like talking to coworkers and stuff, but I will say if I had this conversation with a coworker, I wouldn't necessarily feel much closer to them. I just feel like I would know more about their perspective and how we probably wouldn't get along. He didn't seem very open-minded. He seemed very closed-minded because for me it worked out this way. So that means for everyone it works out this way. There's not one way to live your life. Yeah, it seemed very closed-minded. It feels like watching this video is like something where people are trying to find the way to live life. They would find this and be like, oh, this is the one way to look about life. Yeah. So... I'm glad we watched it. That was entertaining. Yeah, I'm not happy about him, but that was basically it, guys. I mean, we pretty much just wanted to react to that video because we thought it was interesting, and we thought it would apply to all those people out there who are baddies in education. Love all of you. Yeah. Amazing. Hey, guys, we've been through this, and we're fellow kids. Yeah. Hello, fellow kids. We're grown men. 23. 23. Going on 24 in March for me. Shit. So, yeah. Damn. 24? Yeah. Ugh. You're going to be 24 in June. Not yet. Still young. You're literally going to be 24 Still in June. Young. You're literally going to be 24 in June. But, like, genuinely, that video was insane. Like, I can't believe he I don't know. Not insane, I guess.
Not
I've seen
insane.
worse.
I've definitely
It's just
seen worse.
rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm chill with it. You know what?
I'm glad he pushed out his content. I'm glad he's doing his thing. Stay
White
over
boy
there.
wasted at the party.
Like, I literally don't want, like, I don't know. Good for him. You feel me? What? Good for him. Okay. Okay.
Try again next time, Shane Hummus.
Honestly. Shane Hummus, I am not subscribing to your channel.
Yeah.
I am not subscribing to your channel. I'm not
Actually-
clicking any of the links. And I hope no one else's that we know that watches our videos and stuff is either.
I'm not gonna leave a comment. Also,
Stop, genuinely.
real quick, no hate to Shane Hummus. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
We're doing ours. Shane Hummus, if you
Also,
watch,
actually,
if
no,
you're
like-
watching this and you want to make a commentary video, I would love to. You know, generate some views.
Actually, I don't
between
know
you and
because I don't know his like political views and stuff. I
But-
don't want to encourage. I don't want to interact with him.
Don't. We
I
don't want the
wanna
smoke, but if you want to swing by, we'll swing back. I'm round that, homie.
Good for you, pal, but it's a no from me. It's a no from me. I'm so sorry. If I had a red, I should get a red buzzer button. Honestly, that should be the red buzzer. But yeah.
Whenever we hear a microaggression,
Stop. Literally his whole video.
you want to be broke and unemployed in your 30s.
Also, not everyone can like afford to take out like those loans.
Isn't unemployment like at a max right now? Like it's not the worst thing. Like,
and a lot of homeless people do have jobs.
It definitely gave like an ick to like, oh, if you're broke and unemployed, it's your fault. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, hi Peachy Juno.
Hey Peachy Juno, you are a bit late. We just low-key finished.
Yeah, we're a little bit done, but we love you and we're glad you were here.
You can watch the VOD.
Hey, the VOD's on the YouTube channel.
The last stream's VOD is also on the YouTube channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube, the Twitch. We stream when we can.
We sure do.
We're gonna make a consistent schedule eventually, so that at the end of every YouTube video, you can say, "Catch us on these days at these times." But other than that, the grind never stops. Follow everything.
Love y'all.
Bunk Buddies
Bye.
101.
Peace out, y'all.